And now let's get you the latest on the world's largest democratic election in India. Well, with campaigning for the fourth phase of the general election scheduled to end on Saturday evening, India is witnessing a politically charged day. A total of 96 seats across 9 states and a union territory will go to polls in this phase on the 13th of May. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a public meeting in Odisha's Kandhamayal. He is set to address 2 more meetings in the state before heading to neighbouring Jharkhand for an election rally. Addressing the gathering in Kandhamayal, PM Modi said that the record support for the BJP clearly indicates that people of Odisha are tired of BJD's misgovernance. And India's Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur is also filing his nomination on Saturday from Hamirpur Lok Sabha constituency in the northern state of Himachal Pradesh. While the campaigning continues to gain momentum across the states that are going to polls in the fourth phase, the president of ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, JP Nadda, held a road show in Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh state. All 25 parliamentary seats in the state are going to polls in the fourth phase. Senior BJP leader Rajnath Singh will be holding a road show in Uttar Pradesh. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi addressed a public meeting in Maharashtra and will be visiting Telangana later in the day. While Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is scheduled to address a public meeting in Andhra Pradesh. Aam Aadmi Party Supremo and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will be holding roadshows in the capital city. Notably, this will be Kejriwal's first roadshow after he was granted bail in the excise policy scam. Well, 8 seats in West Bengal goes to the polls in the fourth phase of elections on 13th of May, and all eyes will be on the Ranaghat Lok Sabha constituency this time. Amid the fight between BJP, who won the seat in 2019, and TMC, who is going all in to claim victory, the temple town of Mayapur also seems to be keeping up with the poll fever. Let's take a look at this ground report by our correspondent Dibyendu Mondal.
130 kilometers away from the capital city of Kolkata lies the temple town of Mayapur, which is now a part of the Ranaghat Lok Sabha constituency in West Bengal. This small but internationally recognized town comes to prominence because of the world's largest ISKCON temple being situated here. This temple town thrives on tourism. With temples dotted around the entire township, Mayapur attracts tourism from around the world. Many from the far-off countries like that of Europe and America have been living here for decades, leaving behind their successful life only for their sheer devotion to Lord Krishna.
I've been here for the last 20 years. Srila Prabhupada and Gauranga Mahaprabhu brought me here, I would say, because this is the birthplace of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I came here to practice Krishna Bhakti and Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and I'm very happy to be here.
To witness the evening aarti here at the Mayapur temple, thousands of devotees, not just from India but from across the world, queue up every day. Tourism has over the years given a boost to the economy of this temple town in Mayapur, which was otherwise a mostly rural and an agrarian society.
Most of my day is the seva to Krishna, is purpose of my life now. They say when people 25 years old, they need learn. From 25 to 50, need, family or business. And after 50, it's good they give time to God.
But the election fervour has now even gripped this temple town. The reserved seat of the Ranaghat Lok Sabha constituency is witnessing a three-corner fight amongst the BJP, the TMC and the left. While the BJP has fielded its sitting Member of Parliament, Jagannath Sarkar, the TMC has fielded the turncoat Mukut Mani Adhikari, who joined the TMC just days ahead of the election, leaving the BJP. While the left is also throwing its weight around here in this constituency. This Lok Sabha constituency was won by the BJP in 2019 by a huge margin. The politics of Ranaghat circles around the hotly debated Citizenship Amendment Act, or the CAA. While the Saffron Party is trying to cash in on the issue by granting legal citizenship to lakhs of refugees or Matuas that form a large chunk of voters here, the TMC is trying to corner the BJP on this same issue. From the temple towns to the complex nature of the constituency of Ranaghat, despite that, the political parties are ensuring that they are able to woo the voters to cast vote for them. But it will be the people from here that will decide who their representative would go to the Parliament of India in Delhi. With camera person PK, this is Dibyendu Mondal from Ranaghat in West Bengal for DD India.
Well, National Technology Day is an annual observance celebrated on May 11th to honor the remarkable achievements of scientists, researchers and the profound impact of technological advancements. DD India correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya has more inputs on this.
In a world driven by innovation, there comes a day to celebrate the brilliance that propels us forward. Welcome to the National Technology Day, an annual observance that pays tribute to the relentless pursuit of scientific excellence and technological advancement. May 11th marks a pivotal moment in history. It was on this day in 1998 that India showcased its prowess in nuclear technology through the groundbreaking Pokhran test, a testament to our nation's commitment to progress and innovation.
In 2024, the celebration will include events, seminars and discussions highlighting India's achievements and advancements in science, technology and innovation. It also provides an opportunity to reflect on how technology has transformed our lives and continues to drive the progress in various fields, from healthcare to digital communications to sustainable development and clean energy.
Initiated by the visionary leader, former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, National Technology Day stands as a beacon of inspiration for generations to come.
Nowhere else in the world have we witnessed the digital transformation of an entire country with more than 1 billion people who have access to digital technology, thus bridging this vast digital divide. This includes initiatives like DigiLocker, Aadhaar, MyGov, UPI, and all other massive digital public infrastructure initiatives which are actually served free as digital public goods.
But this day is not just about looking back, it is about embracing the future. This year, the theme resonates with the urgency of our times: clean and green technologies for a sustainable future. It is a clarion call to harness the innovation for the betterment of our planet. By celebrating the National Technology Day, we are igniting the curiosity and enthusiasm of young minds, inspiring a new generation of innovators who will drive progress and lead us towards a brighter tomorrow. Wish you all a happy National Technology Day. With camera person Mahesh Sharma, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
Well, the Cannes Film Festival begins on the 14th of May. So where does India figure in this festival this year? Munmun Bhattacharya reports, says all that.
The azure blue waters of the French Riviera and the iconic 24 steps on the red carpet are beckoning again. The curtain will lift on the Cannes Film Festival on 14th May. And for 12 days, it will be a celebration of an eclectic mix of world cinema and fashion. The Cannes Film Festival is nothing short of an annual pilgrimage for celebrities, actors, filmmakers, fashionistas and film and fashion aficionados, besides tourists who flock up to this French city to see it unleash its magic year after year. The visibility and popularity of this film festival is such that it is seen as a template for international film festivals around the world. Celebrities walk up the stairway to glory, surrounded by shutterbugs as the world watches in awe. And guess what? Amid the big names such as Meryl Streep, who will be the guest of honor at the opening ceremony, and Greta Gerwig, who's chairing the jury at the festival, India is all set to make a big splash at Cannes this year. Do you know that India is back in the reckoning in the main competition of the festival after a hiatus of 30 years? Payal Kapadia's debut feature film, All We Imagine As Light, is the first Indian film to compete for the prestigious Palme d'Or Award in 3 decades. Her documentary, A Night of Knowing Nothing, was the winner of the Golden Eye for Best Documentary during the 2021 edition of the festival. British Indian filmmaker Sandhya Suri's debut feature film Santosh will be screened under the Uncertain Regard section. Sister Midnight by Indian director Karan Kandhari will be shown in Director's Fortnight. Indian director Mesam Ali's In Retreat will have its world premiere in Association for the Diffusion of Independent Cinema. That's a parallel independent sidebar in Cannes. Sunflowers Were First Ones to Know by Chidanand Nayak, a student of Film and Television Institute of India, has been chosen for the Last NF competitive section. The short film, made in Kannada, was shortlisted among entries from across the globe and will now compete against 17 other international short films in the final stage. Shyam Benegal's Manthan, a film focusing on the Amul Dairy cooperative movement, will be presented in the classic section, adding a touch of historical significance to the festival's Indian lineup. The film reels were preserved for several decades in film walls and later restored. National Award-winning cinematographer Santosh Sivan will be the recipient of the prestigious Peer Ingenue tribute at the festival. He will also deliver a masterclass for Cannes delegates, becoming the first Indian to be honoured with this distinction. The Bharat Pavilion at the festival will be inaugurated on 15th May in the presence of eminent film personalities. Designed by the National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad, the pavilion depicts this year's theme of Create in India. In the Indian camp, the spotlight is going to be on 2 things. One is a session that is titled Abundant Incentives, Seamless Facilitations, Come Create in India. Here the focus is going to be on how India is offering so many incentives for film production, on co-production opportunities, as well as on post-production facilities in India. Besides that, the focus is also going to be on Bharat Parv. It is for the first time that India is organizing such a festival at the Cannes Film Festival, and the focus there is going to be on networking with film personalities and stakeholders from around the world, besides promoting the 2 marquee international film festivals hosted by India, MIF and IFFI, and of course showcasing Indian talent and opportunities. So come to Cannes, and if you can't, do watch our coverage of the Cannes Film Festival on DD News and DD India, and get ready for India to unleash its magic at the Cannes Film Festival in 2024. With cameraman YK Loknath, this is Mundan Bhattacharya for DD India.
And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. Indian naval ship Sumedha handed over food, relief and medicine supplies for flood victims to the government of Kenya on Friday. INS Sumedha is the first responder in the Indian Ocean region. In West India's Gujarat, the State Secondary and Higher Secondary Education Board declared Class 10th exams result today. An overall pass percentage of 82.56% recorded. Gandhinagar came at top with best results, followed by Surat. Porbandar district recorded the lowest pass percentage. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. We'll tell you the latest about the former President Donald Trump's hush money trial case. South Africa's top court to hear a challenge to the decision to allow former President Zuma to contest elections.
We are taking a close look at the continent of Europe, the European Union in specific, how it has strengthened and become a major player in the world, and the challenges and opportunities for the European Union as it navigates a difficult global scenario.
We want to be, and we are, a strong pillar in the world architecture, but we want to engage, and we are engaging India precisely as a partner who plays by the rules. so much we can do together because we are democracies, largest democracies. We are playing by the rules. We respect UN Charter. We have not attacked our neighbors.
Wars have not always been fought in the battlefield. If technology...
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Vipakshi Kuran, and moving on. The U.S. is preparing a $400 military aid package for Ukraine as the U.S. returns to a regular pace of supplying weapons to Kyiv after lawmakers passed a $95 billion bill, the White House said on Friday. The Ukraine aid package includes artillery, munitions for NASAMS, air defenses, air tank munitions, armored vehicles and small arms. As part of the $95 billion aid bill, Congress authorized $60.8 billion worth of various forms of aid to Ukraine. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky vowed to defend Kharkiv region as Russian forces launched an armored ground attack in the area on Friday. Russian troops attacked near Ukraine's second city of Kharkiv in the northeast of the country and made small inroads, opening a new front in a war that has long been waged in the east and south. Ukraine sent reinforcements as fighting raged in the border areas of the region, the defense ministry said, adding that Russia had pounded the frontier town of Vovchansk with guided aerial bombs and artillery.
We are adding our strength to the Kharkiv directions, along our state border and along the entire front line. We will constantly destroy the occupier in such a way as to thwart any Russian offensive intentions.
Well, the United States on Friday said that Israel's use of Washington-supplied weapons may have violated international humanitarian law during its military operation in Gaza. The assessment came in a 46-page unclassified State Department report to Congress required under a new National Security Memorandum, NSM, that President Joe Biden issued early in February. The administration stopped short of a definitive assessment, saying that due to chaos of the conflict in Gaza, it could not verify instances where use of those weapons might have been involved in alleged breaches. The Biden administration has already put on hold in one package of arms in a major policy shift and said U.S. was reviewing others, even as it reiterated long-term support for Israel. Even though the administration said it still finds credible Israel's assurances that it is using U.S. weapons in accordance with international law. And the U.S. has said that it was trying to keep Israel and Hamas engaged in talks days after negotiations involving the two failed to lead to an agreement. Also, Hamas said on Friday it would consult with other Palestinian factions on its strategy to negotiate a halt to the conflict triggered by its attack on Israel. Talks on a ceasefire and a release of hostages held by Hamas ended in Cairo on Thursday. Israel said a proposal by Qatari and Egyptian mediators included elements that were unacceptable. Hamas had accepted the agreement. And the United Nations General Assembly on Friday overwhelmingly backed a Palestinian bid to become a full UN member by recognizing it as qualified to join and recommending the UN Security Council reconsider the matter favorably. The vote by the 193-member General Assembly was a global survey of support for the Palestinian bid to become a full UN member, a move that would effectively recognize a Palestinian state after the United States vetoed it in the UN Security Council last month. 9 countries, including US and Israel, voted against, while 25 abstained. Among others, Hungary voted against, Canada abstained with other 24 countries, and China voted in favor of the resolution with 142 others. The resolution reaffirmed the two-state solution and called on the UN Security Council to reassess Palestine's application. Palestine is currently a non-member observer state. An Australian Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, said on Saturday that the country's support for a Palestinian bid to become a full United Nations member was part of the building momentum to secure peace in the Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza. Australia voted on Friday with the majority of the UN General Assembly.
A two-state solution, both Israel and Palestine, is the opposite of what Hamas wants. Hamas does not want peace, and it does not want long-term security for the State of Israel. The rejection of Hamas is amongst the reasons why Australia voted for this resolution. This vote is not about whether Australia recognises Palestine. We will do that when we think the time is right. What we would say, and what I do say, is Australia no longer believes that recognition can only come at the end of a peace process. It could occur as part of a peace process.
Well, over 2 decades since being set up, Iraq's Prime Minister says it's time for the United Nations Assistance Programme to wind down. The body was set up after the US-led invasion of Iraq in 2003 to help bring stability in the country. DD India's correspondent Stuart Smith has more on this from Baghdad.
As the Americans rolled into Baghdad after toppling autocratic revolutionary Saddam Hussein, a new government had to be set up. A UN-backed resolution created the Assistance Programme for Iraq, which was designed to provide political advice and support, as well as create democratic and legal institutions. The $100 million program employs nearly 800 staff, some international and some Iraqi. But now Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani says the mission's help is no longer needed, having completed its tasks and mandate as required. It will be wrapped up by the end of next year, and for the remaining time it's active, the Prime Minister wants the mission's activities to be limited to economic reform, sustainable development and climate change, and no longer be involved in politics. In a letter to the UN, he expressed gratitude for its assistance, but some within the country always felt the institution had too much power in Iraqi affairs. The announcement comes just before a decision had to be made on whether to renew the programme's mandate for another year. Stuart Smith in Baghdad, reporting for DD India.
All right, South Africa's top court on Friday began hearing a challenge to the decision to allow former President Jacob Zuma to contest elections on the 29th of this month. South Africa's Electoral Commission originally barred Zuma because of his conviction for contempt of court. The ruling was overturned on appeal. Zuma was forced to quit as president in 2018 and was sentenced to jail in 2021. The 82-year-old has been campaigning for a new party called Mkhonto weSizwe. Zuma's presence on MK's list of candidates is crucial to the party's appeal, as polls suggest the ruling African National Congress will lose majority after 30 years in power. And Peruvian police detained President Dina Boluarte's brother and lawyer on Friday amid a probe into alleged influence peddling, ramping up pressure on the Andean country's leader, already being investigated over how she got pricey Rolex watches and jewelry. Authorities searched over 20 properties, including the Lima home of Boluarte's brother, Nicanor Boluarte, who is accused of leading a criminal organization that influences the appointment of people in high positions of power. President Boluarte has denied the accusations, saying she trusts Peru's justice system, but did not make reference to the arrest. And the U.S. government agency National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration warned of extreme weather conditions on Saturday. The agency said that radio, GPS and satellite communications could be affected over the weekend as a result of an extreme solar flare. Northern lights will also be visible across the northern hemisphere. The NOAA said geomagnetic storms were likely over the weekend as several solar emissions were in transit towards the Earth. The agency said the cause was a large complex sunspot cluster that was 70 times the diameter of the Earth. And in sports, French soccer star Kylian Mbappe announced a Ligue 1 champion Paris Saint-Germain exit on Friday. He took to social media and announced that he will exit the team at the end of the season. The announcement comes amid Mbappe's rumors of Real Madrid move.
I wanted to announce you all that it's my last year at Paris Saint-Germain. I will not extend and the adventure will come to an end in a few weeks. I will play my last game at the Parc des Princes on Sunday.
All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.